Hello everyone, welcome to AS Baba. So in this session, we are going to talk about what are the significance of previous year questions, especially for UPSC prelims examination. So why PYQs are so important? I think in last video, I think I talked about how the PYQs play major important role and how we can pick up on PYQs and how our approach will be there in our classes. And just to just our point that how PYQs can be utilized. And the base of PYQ is how we can anticipate the future questions also. So that's what we are going to discuss in this particular video. So why PYQs are so important? I think if you have analyzed the question papers, I mean analyzing it doesn't mean just solving the question paper. Just looking at the patterns at the same time picking up something that how we can study out from that particular PYQs. So that is a major kind of analysis you have to do. Okay. So why it is important? First and foremost, you will going to understand the examination pattern. So what kind of questions are being asked, whether it is, I think if you look at 2023 and 2024, there is a vastly different set of papers. We can say 2023 was highly difficult and 2024 was slightly kind of normalized kind of paper. But in spite of that variations in the paper that is asked, but still there are certain patterns you can pick up on and you can still prepare for this examination in a very structured and very smart way. Okay, so first will help you to understand the examination pattern and you will identify the key areas where the questions are being asked. Okay, as you solve more, that will improve your confidence. As you read the topic, when you solve PYQs, that will definitely improve your confidence. When you're solving PYQs, you will understand the language of UPSC that is asking, what kind of statements are being true, what kind of statements are not true. Okay, and also it will help you to assess your own weak areas too. Okay, so these are the major important things that you can learn out of PYQs. But most important, the most significant aspect of PYQ is that how you can prepare for future examination on the base of this particular PYQ. Again, look at one example. It goes back to 2014. That is National Motto of India. Satyameva Jayate inscribed below the emblem of India is taken from, we know the answer is Mandaka Upanishad. Okay. But how do you study? So how do you study this PYQ is that one? That is, this comes under Vedic literature. Upanishad as a topic. We know the Upanishads are part of the Vedas. Vedas have 4 parts, that is Samhita, Aranyaka, Brahmanas, and again Upanishads. So at the same time, we should know what are Upanishads, how many of them are, which are the major important Upanishads. We know there are 13 major Upanishads are there. What are the major themes of all the Upanishads? Okay, so now this was a question that was asked. Obviously, as a smart aspirant, that you would have prepared about what Katha Upanishad talks about, what Chandogya Upanishad talks about, what Aitareya Upanishad talks about. Again, you don't have to dwell into too much of it. Don't have to do PhD on those things. You just have to know the major themes about this particular topic. Okay, and you can utilize the PYQs itself as a kind of a sources to expand your knowledge, widen your knowledge, and to deepen your knowledge also. Okay, so you can pick up this particular topic. You can study again. Look at that one. Out of one question, you get to learn about 4 different Upanishads, and that will broaden your horizon also. Okay, that will give you a good understanding of what exactly Upanishads are. Okay, and now why this can be important this year, we can say that is 2024. So look at that one. There is a question why this year it is important. I will come to that after solving this question. So 2024. So look at that one. Again, the topic is Upanishads again. Okay, topic is Upanishads, and it was asked way back in 2014. It doesn't have to repeat this particular itself only because it's a long gestation period in terms of asking questions. Sometimes repeatedly asked previous year and this year also. But sometimes it takes 2 to 3 years, sometimes in this case it is 10 years also. Okay, but what we are trying to advocate is that is you can rely upon PYQs as a better source and to better prepare yourself for prelims. Okay, so that is how we are going to approach our prelims exclusive program class also. Now look at this particular question. If you had solved this question, if you had understood what are Upanishads, okay, what you have understood, what is Katha Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, Aitareya Upanishad, then Mandaka Upanishads. Okay, I think this question would have been pretty much easier because most this is just simple asking. There are no parables in Upanishads. Parables nothing but this is short moral stories, and in Upanishads we know there is so many stories are there. Okay, like 2 birds story, that is one thing we can talk about. Okay, there is Narada story. Okay, then Nachiketa, Yama. So there are so many stories are there. So it is a question says there are no parables. If you had studied about Upanishads, if you know about all those Upanishads, just one thing, I think you would have in a better position to answer this particular question. So one of the easiest question that has been asked. And simply they say there are no stories in Upanishads. We know there are many stories in Upanishads, and this is wrong. First statement. And the second statement is simple chronology based question. Which are the earliest? Whether Upanishads or the Puranas. Like I told you, Upanishads, Puranas, they are all part of Vedic literature. Vedic literature, we study Vedas also, Samhitas also, Veda Samhita, Vedic Samhitas, then Brahmanas, Aranyakas, then again Upanishads, then we talk about Vedanga, okay, the Puranas, Dharmashastras, Vedanta, okay, so the epics, so everything was part of Vedic literature itself. Now, if you had studied Upanishads, you would have definitely come across Vedic literature, and in the Vedic literature, you would have definitely come across Puranas. That is how you comprehensively study. Okay, so yes, Upanishads were composed earlier than Puranas, exactly, because Upanishads are part of the Vedas. They were composed during the time period of from 1000 BC to 600 BC, that is the later Vedic times, and Puranas are after 600 BC. Simple chronological question that was asked in a conceptual manner. Okay, so answer would be 2. Okay, so this is, look at that one, how the questions, how the PYQs play important role. If you had understood the entirety Upanishads topic, Vedic literature topic, I think that question would have been pretty much easier. Okay, and now look at presently how we can study and anticipate on the base of this particular question. Now, I think India hosted G20 summit last year, 2023, but the theme of the G20 summit was Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and Indian government has been very vocal about bringing this concept into the forefront. At the same time, whenever we see about foreign policies, this term has been constantly being used, and it comes from Maha Upanishads again. Okay, this can be directly a kind of a question, right? That we are just anticipating. We are not saying this has to be asked, but if you think on those lines, when you start anticipating questions, I think that will take your preparation in a different way. I think you will be ahead of others. Okay, so that will let you to understand about the Upanishads. Again, I told you Upanishads can be classified into 2. There are 13 principal Upanishads, which are the major Upanishads, and this is Maha Upanishad is a minor Upanishad. Okay, and Upanishad are also attached to different Vedas, and in this case, this Maha Upanishad attached to Atharva Veda also, and as well as Samaveda also. Okay, so this is how we study, this is how we anticipate the questions for future. And also, just to give another example, I think one more kingdom that has been news for a very long period of time, Ahom kingdom, that is from Assam. Okay, and also one of the general of this particular kingdom, that is Lachit Borphukan, that has been in current affairs for a longer period of time. And also recently one bronze statue of Lachit Borphukan has been inaugurated, and that is called a statue of valor. Okay, statue of valor rather. Okay, so that has been asked. So this is how we anticipate the questions now. At the same time, again, Ahom kingdom, that is Maidams, that is Chardeo Maidams, pardon me if I am not correcting properly. So Maidams, that is, they have been given World Heritage Site. Okay, recent attack, and one question was asked this time, World Heritage Site, about Hoysalas, and that has been news for last couple of years. So this is we have to pick certain themes, and again, World Heritage Site has been a theme that has been asked in UPSC, and now that is Hoysala's structures in Karnataka, they got World Heritage Site. That is a question asked. At the same time, now why it can't be a new question? Okay, so World Heritage Site, again, we are not saying it has to be asked. So, but if when you bring these kind of rules, when you bring these kind of discipline into your preparation, and that is when your preparation goes in the right way. Because just anticipate, when you keep on anticipating, you start looking for different themes, not just from history, from economy also, from polity also, and from geography also, from environment also. When you start picking these kind of things in the current affairs that linking to the subject topics, so that is when your preparation becomes even better. Okay, so these are some of the questions we can expect. That is World Heritage Site, and also India hosted the first time World Heritage Site. This is the first time India has ever hosted since 1970s. This is the first time, and that is recently that Ahom Maidams, they have got World Heritage Site, and Ahom Kingdom, again, that Lachit Borphukan is in news, and his statue is in news. Again, one statue that is that was question was also asked, if I am not wrong, 2022, I guess 2021 or 2022, statue of Ramanujam that was inaugurated by our Prime Minister, that is asked as a question. Okay, and this was also recently, it was inaugurated, I think way back, I think if I'm March or April, during that point of time. Okay, so it can be a question for next year also. Okay, so look at that one. So this is how we can anticipate the questions too. So this is what our prep program is based upon. So we will focus on these kind of areas, and of course the current related topics also, and most importantly the repeated themes, that is from UPSC from last we can say from 2011 to 2024. That's what we are going to cover in our courses too. Okay, so this is just one mental model you can have with respect to UPSC. Of course, this is not the only way. There are other mental models that we can simply say we can talk about. Just reading basics, that is very important, and that is basics will be covered in our classes also. At the same time, we will bring that a new kind of disciplined approach to your preparation by making you think differently. Okay, that's right. So this is one example we just wanted to give you through this short video. So thank you so much for watching this video, and see all of you in the classes. Thank you so much.